Okay, kids, it's retcon time. Hello, and welcome to another bad comic review. This time we're looking at Avengers issue 684, part 10 of No Surrender. And as you can see from the cover, the Hulk's back. Well, page 1 is almost entirely black. Why? Because they're too lazy to draw what happened. It's a flashback sequence of the Hulk becoming irradiated with the gamma bomb from Hulk issue 1. And you know that because of what they're saying, it's him and Rick Jones, but they don't really tell you who the other guy is, even though everybody should know who Rick Jones is, perpetual sidekick. Nope, it's just some lazy black page with a green square at the bottom. Really boring. And then there's an idiot doctor who doesn't understand how the pulse works because he's just like, he's dead, whatever. Then we go through a page of alternating between mostly empty panels and the Hulk getting killed over and over again from various points in continuity, from all the way back in Tales to Astonish number 69 through Hulk 367, Hulk 446, Indestructible Hulk 20, Civil War 2, Secret Empire, etc., etc. So they're just kind of working all these together and meshing them, and then we get the real retcon. You know that dramatic part in Civil War 2 where Hawkeye just straight up murders Banner? Yeah, it turns out that was all staged. That's it. Yeah, see, Hawkeye's not really an evil, amoral supervillain who murders his friends. Nope. It was actually planned that he could be taken out that way. Okay, I get it. That's kind of a necessary thing if you want to make your heroes into heroes again. And Hawkeye was considered pretty much an evil character for doing that because it was a very amoral thing, very unheroic. Well, then we got Brother Voodoo trying to save Banner, and then we've got a scene from Civil War 2 again, and then Hulk fighting Thing, and then the Hulk pops out and something looks really weird about his face and his neck. It's a terrible drawing of him. I know it's supposed to be really dynamic, but it just looks like garbage because his head looks weird. So this is written by Jim Zub, Mark Waid, and Al Ewing. Pencils by Paco Medina and Joe Bennett. Inks by Juan Velasco and Rui Jose. Color artists Jesus Brutov and Maury Hollowell. Letter VC Corey Pitt. Cover by Mark Brooks. Now Hulk is under the control of the Challenger, but it turns out that Grandmaster has some plans of his own, which we'll get to in a moment. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, the love child of Panthro and the Grinch that Stole Christmas is hanging out with Jarvis and Fake Wasp, and Fake Wasp boobs look really saggy for her age, so she should probably get that looked at. Then we're back over at Avengers Auxiliary Headquarters, where we waste some more time, and they stick Squirrel Girl in the infirmary with Vision. Yay! She's still frozen, nobody cares. Voyager shows up with the Cosmic MacGuffin and locks herself in a room. And we actually learn her real origin. She did her research, there really was a Professor Arthur Vector, and that provided good background if anybody checked her out. But she's actually the Grandmaster's daughter. And it goes through saying how she's manipulated people, how she got her powers, and how she was going rogue on Grandmaster. And he didn't care for that. Meanwhile, the Hulk is out and about, beating the crap out of everyone. He breaks the spine of Captain Glory and probably killed him. It's unclear whether or not Captain Glory and the other Lethal Legion are dead, but it sure looks that way. It's off panel, so whatever happened, we'll probably never know until later on when they find the bodies. But it's not listed in this issue. So the Hulk is at the door of the Avengers bunker, and he breaks through the door, rips apart Enigma's armor, and knocks her aside, knocking her helmet off. She's some blonde woman. I have no idea who that character is, but she's probably dead. Then he knocks Cannonball into Quicksilver, and Quicksilver's injured in the ribs. Living Lightning gives everything, but does nothing. And that leaves it down to the final person that might be able to stop him, and that's Red Hulk wearing the Iron Patriot armor, or at least parts of it. So that's where we end for the week. It was an okay issue. It was kind of boring, honestly. There's a lot of pointless talking, a lot of wasted space. A lot of the opening stuff, especially the first page, could have been, if you're gonna have a black panel, condense it down into like a couple of word balloons on the top panel, because that's what the entire page could have been summed up in one panel. All the talking could have been condensed into one panel. They tried to retcon too much at once, I think. I understand what they were doing with that, but it came off as really forced, overly wordy, and kind of poorly written, honestly. It was an okay issue, but there was just a lot of unnecessary fluff that could have been cut out. But because this is a 20-part mega event that nobody asked for, because events are all that Marvel can bank on anymore, it's full of fluff. About half that issue could have been condensed. I find that frustrating too, because they want me to buy a book weekly at $4 a piece, $5 a piece, and it's a bunch of junk wedged in with 3 or 4 really solid pages every week. This entire thing could have been condensed down into a much shorter story, and I'm going to continue to beat that drum because it's insulting to the fans that they're paying $4 and $5 per issue for subpar work so that they can drag out yet another marketing scam. Now, I understand that this was probably approved before C.B. Cebulski stepped in, but he could have said, no, we're going to shrink the timeline down, release the new series sooner, or have a month off, or whatever, or have it go bi-weekly. This weekly stuff is nonsense. It is clearly starting to drag. There were already problems in the first 9 parts of this that really could have been that were extraneous material that could have been cut out, or issues that were entirely disposable. And now it's just getting worse because they're having to drag this out further and further. So yeah, I think this is at best a 12-part story. Honestly, I would have said 6 to 8 issues, and it should have been its own miniseries. This is ridiculous. So they're really kind of reaching into the well at this point. But yeah, I'm not impressed with this issue. I thought it was a wasted opportunity. But that's what I've got to say about this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. Be sure and hit like, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you on the next one.